Hey everybody, it is Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we got a lot to talk about tonight. I think Christmas came early. Man, we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about and show you. So the first thing I want to talk about is I finally got a sling for my Mk12 project. And this clone rifle is really coming together with the deployment kit. And I talked to you guys in the past saying I'm looking for a original 3-point sling that would have been issued with these Mk12s. And there was actually a number of them. When they were first out, there was a Eagle Industries TAC-1 that I guess was the initial ones. But then as the program went on, they essentially supplemented them with many of the other 3-point slings that were issued to most troops. And I said, I'm looking for one of these. And one of my subscribers named Manuel contacted me and said, hey, I was in the Army. I got some of those. And he offered to give me one, but I insisted on paying for it and for the shipping. So it came in today, and it came in a nice package, which I guess is the original with all of the original, like the cage code information, what it's supposed to be. So this is like the military packaging, and it came with the original instructions. And this one is by Fire Force. It is the Alpha CQB 3-point tactical sling for the M16. And I guess now the only thing I have to do is get a sling mount for the upper. Now, from what I can tell in my research, there was no specific mount that was used. However, in the time of these rifles, the QD attachments really weren't a thing yet. They didn't exist. So the Knight's Armament one, which went on and clamped on the rail, and it was kind of one piece, which was used on the Mod 1s, well, that one might be as close to clone correct as possible. I went online to look up what other people have, and possibly some from the units that I could see. Some of them look like they did use early QD ones. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I got to find something so I can attach the sling to the front of the rifle. But it is a 3-point sling. It's exactly what I see in the pictures. It's awesome. This thing is so cool. It has an NSN number. I mean, the thing is like brand new. And so thank you, Manuel. And the other thing he sent, in fact, I think the patch went behind the case here. Yeah, here it is. This came with it. And I was curious, like, wait, is this supposed to go with the sling or not? I said, well, that looks like a military patch. So I emailed him. Of course, I was excited. I thanked him for this and thanked him for helping me track this down. And I said, hey, tell me about this patch. What is this? And I wanted to kind of tell you about it because it is his story. This was a patch that was worn by him during his rotation to Africa. And I'm reading the email right here. I have my computer here. It was in the original shipping container where all these slings were. And he said this patch is from Fort Riley, 1st Infantry Division, which is a unit with a lot of history. And he was assigned to the 4th Brigade, 2nd Battalion, 16th Infantry Regiment. And then he tells me a little bit more about the slings and how they were used. And he said, like I mentioned before, most of the Mk12s were being phased out for M4s and some SCARs. After that happened, soldiers avoided the 3-point sling because it was kind of cumbersome to set up and it was prone to hang up on stuff when mounting and dismounting vehicles. So when the M4s came around, soldiers started using carabiners on the A2 stock sling point and attached it to a carrier plate. I don't know if you remember, but during that time frame, 2012 to 2014, the cool thing was the single-point slings with C-clamp support hand grip. And he says this was due to the popularity of Chris Costa and the Magpul videos. People started shifting to the single-point slings. That craze lasted to around 2018-2019, and in my later units, we started getting issued Blue Force 2-point slings, and till this day, it is his favorite. Keep in mind, this is my personal experience during my time in the Army. He retired in 2022, and he says possibly a few things have changed. And he wanted to give me the quick story and context with the sling. So this is definitely a sling of that time period that would go with this rifle, and since they've gone away, and he sent me a patch. And this patch is going to be proudly displayed in my safe next to all of the other patches. It has a little Velcro back. So people have sent me stuff, and it's going to go right there, and every time I open my safe, it's going to be there. So thank you so much. This is humbling, and thank you for helping me get the sling. Of course, I'm going to save the packaging. I saved the packaging for all of my clone rifle parts. And now I just got to figure out how to get this sling kind of wrapped up so it fits here in the container. And then I got to start looking for what I'm going to do for a sling mount right here. But luckily, as I said, it doesn't seem like there's anything that was clone correct. The closest thing would have been the Knight's Armament rail one piece without the QD. But those have been discontinued. It's another one of those parts that it's just not the cool thing to have anymore. But I guess I'll just figure out something and go with that looks the part. So I have to go do some more research on that. So that's the sling. I'm still waiting on the cleaning rod and the extra magazines, and of course the suppressor, and I guess the other parts when it comes to the arms. Scope rings, and of course the mount for the sling in the front. Got the cleaning kit, everything else. So that's cool. So thank you once again, Manuel. Now let's talk about the next thing. Guess what I got in the mail, or I guess UPS today? I got the 9mm 10.5-inch barrel from Rock River Arms. Now this is the only company that I can tell that is selling these 9mm barrels with the A-pillar front sight. Now, something I did not know is that it is not complete. So I need to get, in fact, I think I have the parts. I think I have the sling attachment point here, and I think I have the rivet for it. I'll have to go check my box. But I know I don't have is the spring, the detent, and the sight post for the A-pillar. I thought that would come with it. It didn't. That's a super duper cheap part, so I'm not worried about that. I just got to order that from like Brownells or something. And I have everything for the muzzle device. Now, one of the things I had talked about is curious if these were going to be taper pins, or when I called them, they said they were dowel pins. Looking at this, it definitely looks like they are dowel pins. And there you go. They're pretty much flush with it. One side is not bigger than the other. I am going to try to tap those out tonight. So what I'm going to do is when I get done filming this, I'm going to start working on this project. So if those really are dowel pins, they hopefully should be easy to come out. I'm going to get the other parts and hopefully assemble the upper receiver. And if I get around to it, I'm going to add it to the end of this video. So if there's nothing added to the end of this video where I show you the upper, then you know either I wasn't successful or I didn't get around to it, and I'll show it in a future video. So that's what I got going on there. What else? My Texas Gun Vault poll question of the week was real popular. I was really glad to see that. And I'm glad that a lot of you guys like my commentary on prepping for the future, or a potential anti-gun future. And what else? Oh yeah, I was going to film, I'll tell you what was on the chopping block tonight, is I was going to do a field strip on this Smith & Wesson FPC. I filmed the range report yesterday. I got it out to my Patreons, and of course Richard, who lent this. I think I also need to send it to Mark at Brownworks, because I always like to give him all the content that I'm making as well. But I was going to film this tonight. However, my SD card, which goes in my camera, which I had it all set up, I dropped the SD card, and that little tab that I guess you could lock the SD card, it broke off. So I was able to luckily get all the information off of it, but I can't record to it, and I can't delete it. So essentially, it's a bricked SD card. So I ordered one from Amazon, and thank you Patreons for that, because your money went right into that and buying me another SD card. I think this is like my third or fourth. I wear those things out. And I got a real nice one with lots of memory to really help me here, and with fast transfers, but it was supposed to be here today, but unfortunately, I guess it got delayed. So I can't film that tonight. I can't film any content, but it's supposed to be here tomorrow. And I guess the last thing I want to share with you guys is I bought another one of these entrenching tools from Glock because I am putting together officially my bug out bag. You guys know I built that, and I'm going to do a video on it. I built that AR-15 that can fit in a shoebox. Yeah, I know. If you haven't seen that, go look at my channel. But I have an AR-15 that can fit in a shoebox because it has the Cry Havoc removable barrel system, and it has the Law Tactical folder and the Fab Defense folding pistol grip. And it is a small package. And I'm going to put all that into my kind of bug out bag backpack. I'm going to put a Glock in there, like loaded magazines. I have a big old Olight flashlight, like one of the big ones. I would like to get maybe like a K-bar and or maybe one of the, probably, I guess, the Glock survival knife. Put some other things in there, my radios, and then another entrenching tool. So you guys see the one that's usually on the back wall, but that one's more for like decoration, and that was sent by somebody. But I bought one for the bug out bag, so that's what I did there. And I guess that's about it for tonight. So I'm going to get going on this project right here and put the sling hopefully in the case. See if I can get it all kind of wrapped up nice and tight and start working on this upper receiver, and I might be able to put it together. So if you see a little tag at the end of this video, you know I finished it, didn't have any problems. But if you don't, I guess I'll show it in a future video. So thank you, Manuel. This is really awesome. It means a lot to me and really helps with my project. Now, I do have to tell you guys, I do have something coming maybe later this week that's going to interest you, and you guys are probably going to roll your eyes because I may have another project on the horizon. Yeah, but we'll get to that one when I get it. So I think you'll know what I'm doing as soon as I get it. And it's just a part. It's not a gun. It's just a part. So, but it's a really important part. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, thanks for spending some time with me here in the garage tonight. It's only like in the 90s today, so the garage isn't all that hot. A little bit more comfortable than usual. So let me get on this project, put this stuff up. Thank you, everybody. I'm humbled, and I love coming to you every night talking guns. This is what it's all about, man. I love getting home, getting this stuff out, and just talking guns with my friends because, man, firearms are a lot of fun. I love collecting. I love the history. I love geeking out with you guys. It's just so much fun. So thanks for being a part of that, and I look forward to seeing what you guys say in the comment section below. So, as always, thanks for watching. All right, everybody. Apparently, I am back. Okay, so that means I accomplished something, or maybe something was really bad. But I have to report to you guys, it was actually something pretty good. So, the pins came out easy. Everything went on. Building 9mm ARs is a little bit easier than 5.56. You don't have to worry about gas tubes and everything being aligned and clocking the barrel nut and all that kind of stuff. So let me show you the finished project. Well, finished project minus the front sight, because I still got to get the little post for that and the spring and the detent. But there it is. This is my new 9mm SBR. This thing was the lower receiver for that amnesty registered pistol. And of course I had the problem with the other barrel where, in fact, it's still in there, that case that got, I guess, blown out. And I always had problems with this thing. But this barrel from Rock River Arms seems to have a little bit better feed ramp. It's chrome plated. But anyway, here it is. So we got those awesome kind of retro looking triangle handguards. Now these were not like military ever issued in this configuration, but it kind of looks the part as like an A1. I'm using the original 4-prong flash hider I had on the other gun. I got a carry handle for this thing. This is just the original Anderson Manufacturing lower, and of course I bought the AR-15 kind of retro looking stock. So this thing does look like an A1, but it's a 9mm. So we're going to try this thing out. Well, not try it out. I actually have a snap cap. I only have one 9mm snap cap. I don't know why that is. I thought I had like 5 or 6, but apparently I can only find one in my safe. So anyway, I did get the magazine out, or one of the magazines, the 9mm. This is a Colt style. And let's let's just see if the snap cap, and just show you guys, it is a snap cap. It is not a real round. And it has a little spring in it, so you can dry fire the gun. So let's load that into the magazine. And of course, safety check the gun. We're good. All right, let me lock the bolt open. See if the magazine goes in here. All right, it does. Let's see if it loads that round. I think it did. All right, I'm gonna pull the trigger here. And let's see if the round extracts. Yep, and the bolt holds open. I think we're good to go. The only thing I got to buy is that front sight post, the spring, and the detent for that. So there it is. Yeah, it worked. And I think this thing looks absolutely fantastic. I am so glad that I updated this bad boy. This thing looks freaking awesome. It's a blend of the modern and being a 9mm, but looks like an A1. There's that 4-prong flash hider. I forgot who made that. Kind of looks cool. I did have a sling swivel, and I did have the rivet, so got that in. So there you go. Thing's pretty cool. I do have the more extended charging handle. Forgot which charging handle this is. Yeah, this is the BCM Gunfighter charging handle. So there you go. This was my old 9mm pistol, which I amnesty registered, then had that problem, and then I said, you know what, it's time to upgrade this thing and turn it into something cool. And I think I turned it into something cool. So what do you guys think? Do you guys like how this project turned out? I love it. I absolutely love it. Just got to get that front sight post, and we are done. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So much to talk about tonight. And now my messy workbench has to get cleaned up. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening, and one hopefully as nice as mine. So, as always, thanks for watching.